Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, I will show you how to crochet the Foundation Single Crochet Stitch. This is a really helpful and handy skill to learn, and it eliminates the need to make a long starting chain. You can simultaneously make your starting chain and a row of single crochet as you go. It is very elastic and stretchy and eliminates that starting chain kind of puckering up at the bottom of your work. And I would encourage you, when you're learning this skill, to practice by watching this video a few times, just to bring your yarn and hook right up to the video, and practice a few times. There are several steps involved, and you might need to just keep practicing until you get the hang of it. It's not complicated, but it does require a little bit of practice. So let's get started. To begin our foundation single crochet, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook to begin. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind that loop, reach in with your crochet hook, and bring up a loop. Go ahead and tighten. Next, we're going to chain 2. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the loop. That's 1 and 2. Now, in the chain farthest from our hook, so that would be the first one we worked, we're going to insert the hook into that chain, wrap yarn around hook, and bring up a loop. So you're going to wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop, wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. This is considered the first single crochet stitch of the row that we'll be making. Okay, so let's work the next one. I just want to talk about, before we proceed, the anatomy of what we have so far. So we have one loop on our hook here, and then you have 2 loops here that we've just worked. And if you turn this to the side a little bit, you're going to see a V. We're going to be working into that V, okay? So let's work our next single crochet stitch of our foundation single crochet row, okay? So what we're going to do is turn it to the side, and a little tip is when you're doing this to try to work loosely. If you work too tightly, it's going to be really hard to see all this stuff when you're working it, okay? So turn it to the side a little bit and locate that V off to the side, okay? And just insert your hook into that V. Wrap yarn around hook and bring up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. We've now worked the second foundation single crochet. Okay, we're going to do a few more of these together. Okay, next, let's look at this anatomy again. We have a loop on our hook. We have these loops that we've just worked, and then we turn to the side, you can see that little V, okay? So insert your hook into that V. This is why it's important to work a little bit loosely. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through, bring up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. We've now worked our third single crochet stitch. So let's do that a few more times. We'll pick up speed this time, okay? We have a loop here, our loops we just worked. Turn to the side, locate that V, insert the hook into that V, both loops of that V. Wrap yarn around hook, bring up a loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. Okay? Again, insert the hook into that V, turn it to the side a little if you need to. Yarn around hook, bring up a loop. Yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop. Yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. Okay? Insert the hook, next stitch. Insert the hook into that V, off to the side. Yarn around hook, bring up a loop. Yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop. Yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. Okay? So here we are making our foundation single crochet row. Insert the hook into the V, bring up a loop, yarn around hook, bring it through the first loop, yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. So let's see what we have so far. It looks very stretchy. So we've simultaneously have created a starting chain and a row of single crochet. So that is how you work the Foundation Single Crochet Stitch. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again!